So India notching up a record total versus Pakistan at 357 and then getting a record victory against their arch rivals. That was the first game that they had here at the Asia Cup, the first Finnish game I might add, which India were the runaway winners. We're going to look at that game and just analyze different aspects, and I'm going to tell you 4 points that will sum up the game for me. 4 things that really stood out for me in this encounter between India and Pakistan. The first one, remember India got 266 in Kandy, and after that the entire Pakistan was of the opinion that Pakistan is now, one step ahead of the Indian team. When the game wasn't happening in Hambantota, India is scared, started trending in Pakistan. So on that front, the answer that the Indian bowlers gave today tells you that the Indian batting is not the only one that is renowned. The Indian bowlers on their day can be lethal, and that's the standout performance. So 266 that day in Kandy, 2 schools of thought, whether Pakistan would have chased it or not. I'm not saying that this performance tells you Pakistan would have crumbled that day. Different conditions, different sort of a situation. They weren't chasing 358. Could have been a different result. But all we need to look at after this performance by the Pakistan batters and the Indian bowlers is the fact that on that day as well, 266 would have been a tricky total. So where the game stopped, it wasn't that Pakistan was the favourite. It wasn't that India were favourite. It was an even game on that day. That is point number 1. Point number 2 that this match really tells you is the fact that if you look at Pakistan and India, there's one major difference between the two teams. Pakistan seems to be one-dimensional in the sense that the day Pakistan fast bowling does well against the Indian batters, the day Pakistani fast bowling attack has a good day, that's the only day that Pakistan will be able to beat India. India, on the other hand, will have various different options to beat Pakistan. They have various different weapons to tame this Pakistan teams. So it's not necessarily one aspect. On a given day, India can beat Pakistan just by their top order. On a given day, India can beat Pakistan just by their middle order. On a given day, India can beat Pakistan just with their spin department. On a given day, India can beat Pakistan just with their fast bowling. So India, all different aspects of their game can be match winners on a given day. For Pakistan to beat India, they have to have that day where the Pakistan bowlers and only the fast bowlers in particular have an outstanding day, and somehow the Indian batters crumbled in front of them. So that's the one big difference between the two sides that this game is also highlighting. Point number 3 from this game that will stand out for me was that ball by Hardik Pandya to Babar Azam. Just as we had given credit to Shaheen Shah Afridi that day for getting India's top order out, this particular ball for me is the ball of the tournament so far. I'm taking all the other deliveries bowled by all other countries, all other bowlers, including that spell by Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf. This ball was the ball of the tournament because if you look at the seam in real action, to me it seemed like it was going to be an outswinger because the seam was pointing towards the slip. If you take a look at the replays as well, it still seemed like it was going to be an outswinger. But imagine what happened. It pitches and comes in, and not comes in by just a small distance. In real pictures, I actually thought that it was an inside edge, because only because of an inside edge the ball could have come in so far. It was not. Tells you the degree of seam that Hardik Pandya got. That was deadly, and Babar is a good batter, but on that day, had it been any batsman, he would have struggled against that particular ball. Hardik Pandya, not only was that an outstanding delivery, disguising it like an outswinger, but it was actually an in-seaming delivery for that, and the pace at which he's been bowling. Kudos to him. That's point number 3. And point number 4, it's a big and an important victory for India, keeping in mind the finals. All of us are looking for an India-Pakistan final. That still may not be the case because both may be fighting for a final spot. Had this game been washed out, India wouldn't have got those 2 points. They'd had to share the points, and it would have been trouble because Pakistan already had the 2 points beating Bangladesh. Sri Lanka already had 2 points beating Bangladesh. What if there was bad weather in the coming days, because there are no reserve days for those games? If India did not get points against Sri Lanka, Bangladesh next few games, India wouldn't have made the final. So these 2 points are very important for the Indian team in a way for them to qualify for the final. That is point number 4, and that is summing up India versus Pakistan in Super 4. Who knows, we might get Chapter 3. Chapter 1 could not be completed. Chapter 2 is completed over 2 days. Could it be a Chapter 3? We'll wait and find out. For more such content, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.